In this LabLINK demonstration video, we will cover the maintenance module. Now, it is worth noting that most ProLink equipment has maintenance built into it and will automatically send this information to LabLINK. If additional maintenance items need to be created, or for non-ProLink equipment, we can do so inside of machine type setup. So if we navigate to the setup menu and go to machine types, we can select a particular machine type here, and over on the right hand side of the screen in the drop down menu we can go to suggested maintenance. Now, this particular machine type of in-vehicle system does not have any suggested maintenance items. To add one, we can click on the blue button here, and we then simply just need to give a name. So in this case, just do something very basic, maintenance item number 1. Category, the category at this point is a free-form field. You can enter different types of categories. You can use that for searching and sorting at a later point. I'm going to say this is general maintenance, and then we have to pick how we want to track this, if it is by machine runtime hours or simply by a calendar date. Now, for something like a portable data acquisition system, I think I'm going to stick to date here, and I want to enter in the number of days until this requires maintenance. So let's just say we want to do this 6 months from now, or 180 days. So as I click save, I've got maintenance item number 1 added, and then let's add a second one. I'm going to track this one by running hours, just as an example, and we'll do this one by every 40 hours. So we've created a couple of suggested maintenance items here, and this list can be as lengthy as required for the particular piece of equipment that you are using. And this will allow us to provide notifications and then even email notifications to service technicians who would be responsible for performing the work. Now, the next step that we want to take is we want to go to the maintenance module, and we could do that from the side panel here, or we could go back home and go to the maintenance module here. And we want to go to maintenance setup, and that's located down in this bottom submenu. Inside of maintenance setup, what we want to do now is select a machine that exists within the machine type that we've set up these suggested maintenance items. So the machine type that I chose was in vehicle, and if I do a search by that, it will bring up any of the machines that have that machine type. I'm going to select this one here, Link Europe in Vehicle 1. After selecting the machine in the drop-down menu here, I want to go to Suggested Maintenance. And now we have a couple of items that show up here. What we want to do is click the Add Multiple Suggested Maintenance Items button. And if we wish to take both of these, we'll make sure that they're checked. Then we click the Add Suggested Maintenance. So this really gives us an easy way to take a specific machine type, go ahead and assign maintenance items to that, and then we can add those to machines on an individual basis. And then if we need to add any additional maintenance items, maybe that are specific to a specific piece of equipment, such as this particular in-vehicle system, let's say it has a connector on it that happens to come loose every once in a while, we could certainly add an additional item here at the machine level specifically. So now we've got a few different maintenance items that are all going to show up for this one specific machine. So I've navigated back to the maintenance homepage, and in doing so, I want to go ahead and search for either a machine or a resource. In this case, I've only got maintenance set up on machines, so I'm going to search. It's going to break it down and bring up any equipment per laboratory. So right now I'm looking at one specific laboratory. And each machine here, I can tell that yellow would mean that we have items that are coming due soon, and anything with red would mean that we have overdue items. So on this particular piece of equipment, as I expand this, I can see that we have some items that are needed soon. And these are maintenance items that are coming directly from ProLink that are being automatically fed to LabLINK. So you'll see each one of them tells us how many hours we have left, how many run hours. All of the following maintenance items are considered to be okay, so they have lots of time left. And then this would be our overdue items. So currently there are not any. We can notice on this piece of equipment that we have quite a few that are okay. We have some that are needed soon, as well as we have quite a few that are overdue. So on each one of those you can select the individual maintenance item, and that will bring up everything for this specific machine, how many hours total, and then how many hours we have left. So there's a lot of information that's available here. Something else that's worth noting is that if there's any specific machine that we would like to see and save as a favorite, we can do that. So for example, I'm going to select 3 of these machines. Now, making these favorites, anytime I navigate to the maintenance module, those are going to show up automatically without having to do any searching. And then to look at the list view of any of those, I can click on this button here, and that will open up all of the specific maintenance items that are relevant for this piece of equipment. To receive LabLINK notifications of specific machines, we can do that in our account setup. So underneath our name, if we select account, we can then go to notification settings, and under maintenance, I'm going to select I'm just going to select maintenance as needed on a machine. Under machines, I can now select any specific machine that I would like to subscribe to for maintenance notifications. And I have a couple of different options that I can choose for the reminder interval, so whether it's daily, weekly, or monthly. Once I've done that, you'll notice that over on the right hand side of the screen, it's now added this particular piece of equipment for me, and I can click save. Now when a maintenance item becomes due, I will receive a notification up at the top of the screen here. A couple of the other submenus inside of the maintenance module that we'll cover are aggregate faults and machine faults. So if I go to the aggregate faults, this will give me a way to hone in on a specific machine. Okay, so I'm going to search for NVH dynos, and I'm going to add all of them. We have quite a few of them in the facility. I'm going to retrieve data from this month, and I'm going to group data by maybe machine. And I'm going to show data in percentage. So as you'll see, I have access to that information very quickly, and this is going to provide any information for aggregate faults split across each machine. So this will give us a real easy way to tell if we're having, safety fault issues on a particular machine, for example, or if we're having ProLink, if we're having software issues. We could change this to being a show in count instead of percentage. So now we can get a better idea if one machine has far more faults than another. We can save searches just like in the rest of our menu systems. So that's how aggregate faults works. Let's go over to machine faults now. And if I go here and look at maybe same thing, let's look at a specific NVH dyno. Now this is going to give me information on one machine at a time only. And then I can search for a date. This will provide a listing of any of the faults that occurred on today, and then you can sort of flip through and look at different times as well. Certainly there's filtering that you can do, And really that's about all there is to do inside of machine faults. This concludes our demonstration video on the maintenance module.